Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm a recovering addict. My name is Brian. Some of y'all might know me as Wawa Brian. I'm from the Bucks County, Pennsylvania area. It's right outside of Philly. Today I wanted to react to a video. So I wanted to react to something that I think is very important for an addict to understand about himself, or herself, especially if they have the disease of addiction. We get so caught up with the physical nature of it. And, you know, I've done a lot of research. I've watched a lot of stuff, read a lot of stuff, and come to find out, here's where the disease lies, right here in the brain, right? So all the stuff I watch is very technical. It's like professors, and they're talking for like 2 hours and everything. So I was looking for a video, something real nice and easy for me and you. And I came across Addiction and the Brain for Kids. So shouldn't get no more simple than that. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this video and I'm gonna pause it if I see something that I like, and I'll react to it with you guys, and you know, leave your comments. I want to hear from you guys, seriously. This is why I'm doing this. I'm trying to build awareness of the disease of addiction, and I would like your comments, you know what I mean? And let's run it and see what we got.
What is addiction? It's also called a substance use disorder. Over 20 million people nationwide suffer from addiction. 1 in 7 people will experience addiction at some point in their life. Scientists first began to understand addiction as a brain disorder back in the 1950s.
Let's stop that right there. So it's crazy it said that 1 in 7. First of all, the 1950s, damn. I thought, like, I don't think they recognized it as a disease till like the late 60s, early 70s. That's what I think. I'm not positive about that. But anyway, she just said 1 out of every 7 people will experience addiction. And it's funny because I was just, well, it's not funny, but I was just reading the OD death rate last year, like how many people died of an OD in this country. And they worked it out to where 1 person died every 7 minutes. So it's crazy that 1 in 7 is affected by addiction and 1 dies every 7 minutes. Shit is real, man. Just want to give you that to think about. Let's run it.
Doctors Olds and Milner, in laboratory studies of rats, found the parts of the brain affected by addiction. But then in 1994, Doctors Volkoff and Shelbert, top neuroscientists, ran PET scans of the brain that showed the effects of substance use disorders. And like other diseases, these scans showed it affected tissue function. So there are 2 main parts of the brain affected by drug use: the limbic system and the cortex.
So here's where it gets good, boys and girls, if my understanding is correct. I believe she's about to tell us that this is where our instincts come from, something like that. This is where we, I think this is where the actual dopamine shoots from. But this is the part you need to pay attention to. And I will as well.
The limbic system, located deep within the brain, is responsible for our basic survival instincts. So when you do essential things to stay alive, like eat, drink, find shelter, build relationships, or care for your young.
Bro, you see all those things what this part of the brain is responsible for that we was jacking up with drugs? Eating, drinking, house, love, raising kids. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? I mean, shit, I personally, you know, I lost my kids to drugs. You know, I couldn't stop using, man. You know, now they're older, and I still don't have them back in my life, and I've been clean for 6 years, man. So, you know, it sucks, but it is what it is right now. I just try to stay clean and keep myself in a position where if they ever wanted a relationship with me or if they ever needed me, I'll be there for them, you know what I mean? But, you know, just try to be present, right? But this is crazy, bro. This is what we were affecting. Let's run it.
Your brain reinforces behaviors that cause the release of dopamine from this region. That reward for surviving is also transmitted to the amygdala and hippocampus, which records a memory of that feeling, so we seek it again. This is our...
The hippocampus and the amygdala. You heard that? It actually records when something was good and remembers so we can do it again. Now this has pictures of house, but for us, that was like bag of dope, cocaine, maybe a roulette table down the shore. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, probably some kind of sex going on in this picture right here, probably instead of that drink. You know what I'm saying, right? But yeah, man, open your mind, bro.
Survival hardwiring. Addiction also affects this area, up here. That's the prefrontal cortex, which is what separates us from other animals. And this is where decision...
Hey, yo. It affects the prefrontal cortex, which separates us from animals. How many of us walked into these rooms living in some animalistic levels? No, I was. I was on a bed with no sheets, just a mattress on the floor, bro. You know what I mean? I couldn't even tell you when I took a shower last up in that piece. It was like, shit, every 2 weeks, bro. It was crazy, man. I didn't give a shit. I was literally like an animal, bro. It's no wonder, man. This shit is crazy.
Making and impulse control live. When drugs or alcohol are used, they activate the very same dopamine process in the survival center. And when use is repeated, that substance can hijack that part of the brain. This hijacker changes the brain.
She said we've been hijacked. Bro, we've been hijacked. How many of y'all got a hijacker in your brain? Shit, I've been clean for 6 years. I still got a hijacker in my brain, bro. He's still hijacking, bro.
Brain and weakens this system to make it believe that the primary need for survival is the drug. In hijacking the brain, it can usurp those primary motivations: food, water, shelter, relationships, and protecting our young. And the hijacker needs more and more of the substance to activate the...
Look at this motherfucker here. That's what it feels like, don't it? Like a shady dude lives up in your brain, don't it? Oh, man, it'll all work out. Look, man, don't worry about that. Don't worry about those consequences, man. Everything's going to be good, man. Don't worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go to that meeting, bro. What good is that meeting, man? Who cares if you've been doing it and that's been what's keeping you clean for 6 years? Don't worry about that, man. You're good now, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't had a drug in you for 6 years. That's this motherfucker talking, bro.
Same level of reward or feeling of pleasure, causing the brain tissue to become increasingly damaged with continued drug use. So why don't all people who use alcohol or drugs become addicted? There are factors that contribute to the development of a substance use disorder. They include individual factors like your genes, your age of exposure, and then environmental factors like drug availability. But there is good news.
Bro, I don't know about y'all, but my I came up in South Philly. My drug availability was on point, bro. Everybody had a drug. My mom had drugs. My mom was the neighborhood weed dealer. Who else used to get quarter ounces of weed for cleaning their room? You know what I'm saying? But this is important. This is the important shit, because this shit affected us. Did you hear what she just said? It changed our brains. And this is important to know. And this is why you can't expect to be clean for 30 days, 60 days, even a year, even 2, and think that like you're out of the woods now, right? Oh, I haven't used. But see, something happened up here, bro. And we still have it, and it'll never be cured. It's incurable. So it needs to be treated. I treat mine with a 12-step program. I happen to be a member of Narcotics Anonymous. And by the way, nothing on this channel is any expression of Narcotics Anonymous as a whole, right? Or any other 12-step program for that matter. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I happen to be in NA, and I got a lot of good friends in other 12-step fellowships. But what I'm saying, it allowed me to understand that the drugs were not only just a symptom of the disease, and that there's about 20 other of them, you know what I mean? That, like, I needed to make an internal change. I needed to learn how to get honest, be open-minded, be righteousness, be understanding, be compassionate, right? I needed to treat my disease better, because dope and pills and all that, that treatment wasn't working, bro. Let's run it.
Addiction is preventable. Key factors that aid in preventing addiction can be categorized into two parts: risk factors and protective factors. Protective factors range from parental involvement, programs that improve self-control, limiting availability, and increasing attachment to your community. Another key element in preventing substance use disorders is to delay when use begins. Put simply, prevention is about delaying the onset of first use. In the adolescent brain, where brain tissue is more vulnerable, the hijacker is more prone to weaken the brain.
Here goes this motherfucker hijacking a 12-year-old brain. Shit. The hijacker is more prone to weaken the brain between the ages of 12 and 18. That's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, dude, for me personally, see, this just happens to be the drug hijacker. But see, like, there's another dude, and he was there way before the drugs. You know what I mean? I got hijacked, and then I got hijacked again, bro. I had to. Because I was shot out before I even used one drug. I had avid behaviors.
And plant itself as a disease. Those with substance use disorders commonly initiate first use much earlier, between 12 and 18 years old, which increases the likelihood of the hijacker taking hold. But if the hijacker does take hold, addiction is treatable. Advancements have been made in assessments, treatment programs, recovery supports, and medications to treat addiction. Brain scans show that once in recovery, the tissue in the limbic system and cortex can get better. With your help, we can expand these innovations to help millions of individuals and families and ensure that addiction is treated as the medical issue that it is. Together, we can solve this. Join us.
All right, so I don't know about that last part right there. This is a medical issue. I guess it is in a way. See, like for me, like drugs like Suboxone and Methadone, these are great drugs for when you're first trying to get clean, like when you go into a rehab and you need something to take you off of that withdrawal. You know what I mean? But they're only good for, to me, 5-6 days. You need to be done with that Methadone. You need to be done with that Suboxone, man, because these things, you think about a hijacker, bro. I don't know if y'all ever been through a Suboxone withdrawal, but dope ain't shit. Heroin ain't got nothing on a Suboxone withdrawal, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just wanted y'all to see this video. And listen, man, I'm doing this channel so I can bring awareness to people, right? Because our recovery rate in the program I'm in, and all of them, they're all around the same. It's about 4%, meaning 100 people walk into a meeting for the first time, and only 4 will stay clean for a year, and only 1 of those will stay clean for 5 or more years. That's what it says. In my experience, I've been around for a pretty good amount of time. It seems to check out, right? Because too many people come in here thinking it's about that physical part of the disease. I need to get that drug out of my system. Even though they destroyed their lives, got clean, destroyed their lives again, got clean, destroyed their lives again, they still seem to think, or we seem to think, we can't grasp that disease concept. We can't grasp the fact that it's your own brain trying to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So what I suggest to everybody is, man, acquire the knowledge, man. Like if you're in a 12-step program or whatever you're doing to try to stay clean, try to gather all the information you can about the disease you have. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense to me. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Hey, do me a favor, man. Hit that subscribe button for me. Like the video. Leave a comment, man. I really do want to hear what you guys got to say, man. Could be something that I say that helps you, but more importantly, it could be something that you say that helps me, because that's what this is. This is a help me, help you thing. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, I'm out of here, man. I'm done with this.